Saints fans, welcome back to the Predicted 23. My name is Ari. We're coming up against North Melbourne this week after one of the most just miraculous games of all time. I've never seen anything like it. So, finally recording an episode after a win, which is feeling good. But let's talk about the predictor this week, because it's going to be interesting. Before I start, I'm just going to say I'm recording this before the injury report because I'm going away, so I'm not going to be able to record after that. So there's maybe some things some info that comes out after I record this, which might change some stuff in here. But for the most part, the discussion points are all still the same. So let's get straight into it. Here's the team. I've picked surprisingly 3 changes, but I think they're all warranted. So in Darcy Wilson, Mateus Philippou, and Toby Travalia. Coming out, Zach Jones, Ryan Burns, and Lance Collard. So I think Mateus Philippou, he was 1 week away on last week's injury report. So assuming that he's all good to go this week, you bring him right in. That is, of course, if he's good to go. We're not playing for anything. You don't want to get this guy injured again. So assuming he's fit and healthy, I say you pick him. But of course, I'd be playing it safe with him. So we'll see how that is. But I trust that the docs and everyone will make that decision and get that one right. Darcy Wilson, before he had that concussion last week, he wasn't playing miraculously well, but every time he goes down into the twos, he plays really good, and I just think we need to get some continuity back into him at AFL level. He's had a really interrupted last couple of months, even getting subbed out, being the sub. Actually, I'm not sure if he's been the sub yet, but injury, VFL, all that sort of stuff. So let's just get him back in, have a clean run at it for these last 4 weeks, as long as he's healthy, of course. And then Toby Travalia, 31 touches, a couple of tackles, 6 marks in the VFL, had a really strong performance. So I want to see him get back into this side. We're playing for nothing. He's a first round top 10 pick. I think you got to pick him. And then coming out of the side, Lance Collard, he got subbed out with an injury, so I'm going to assume that he is not going to be fit to play this week. Ryan Burns and Zach Jones, kind of unlucky, but I think unfortunately people have to make room for these players because Mateus Philippou speaks for himself, but Wilson and Travalia have been performing pretty consistently at VFL level. Zach Jones, look, it's a tough one with him because he did actually play okay. Yeah, he had some Zach Jones mistakes. This isn't even a knock on him, but I just think it's purely a club-based decision for the direction of the club. It's just what's best for us to play these young guys, and unfortunately, Jones is just going to be the one that has to make room. Burnsy, it's kind of a similar one. He didn't have a great game, and I think Wilson probably comes in, and even Travalia comes in and takes that role from him. So yeah, that is the team. Also in contention, Paddy Dow had a good game at VFL, 27 touches, 5 tackles, 5 marks. So unfortunately, I think the side I've picked is too midfield heavy, so he probably doesn't get a chance yet. But I will predict he will play 1 game before the season ends. I do think that will happen. Who else? Liam Henry and Max Heath. I'll cover them both at the same time, because I thought they were both pretty unlucky to come out of the side, but it was what it was. That's the decision the coach has made. So I don't see either of them coming back in. They didn't dominate at VFL level, while they both had solid performances. I think that clearly they've come out for a reason, and the side, we did finally get the win despite being terrible for 3 quarters. So probably not going to come back in, but I think people think, wow, 3 changes after a miraculous win. Yes, but you've also got to factor in the fact that, well, first of all, we've got a lot of players returning from injury this week, and also we were terrible for 3 quarters. I don't want nobody wants to talk about it. And honestly, fair enough, me neither. But that is the reality. So yeah, those guys probably no room for them. And then Dougal Howard, this is one which, obviously I don't have the injury report yet, so it's hard to say. He was 1 week away also. But I would say, just given his history with soft tissue and the fact that he's been out for months now, I would be bringing him through the VFL, because the backline has been reasonably solid. It's in good stead. Like I said, we were bad for 3 quarters, but we did swing. We started the game with Caminiti forward, and then he moved back. I just much prefer having him in that backline for the moment. Not that when Howard comes back in, he'll go out, but I just think that backline's looking pretty solid. In saying that, I could easily see him coming in this week, potentially swinging Taru forward, putting him back, shuffling the magnets around there. So yeah, I think it's a pretty sound team we could be going up against. North. Yeah, it's certainly on the younger side, but I think that's just what we got to do at this point of the season. So a bit of a shorter video today, but let's go through the side from the full back line. Liam Stocker, Anthony Caminiti, and Alex Taru. On the half back line, Angus Hasty, Callum Wilkie, and Jack Sinclair. On the wings, Marcus Windhager and Bradley Hill. In the middle, the best player in the competition, Nasai Wangani Malira, along with Mateus Philippou and Jack McRae. In the ruck, Roel Marshall. On the half forward line, Mitch Owens, Mason Wood, and Jack Steele. I put him there because I think let's explore a new role for him. I think McRae and Steele, we don't want them both in the middle at the same time. While I think they're both still serve a good role for us in there, we want them supported with, Naz, Philippou, Max Hall, Hunter Clark, these types, Hugh Boxall. So let's try a new role for Steele, and that mark and golf in the last quarter was great from him. Anyway, moving on. On the full forward line, Max Hall, Cooper Shalman, and Jack Higgins. In the ruck, Roel Marshall, of course. On the bench, Toby Travalia, Ari Schoenmaker, Darcy Wilson, and Hunter Clark. And as the sub, Hugh Boxall, who, by the way, played a really good game. I'd like him to be in the 22. I just wasn't quite sure who else he would be picked over. You wouldn't think Darcy would, or Toby, you'd want them as the sub, coming back and playing full games. Hunter Clark, probably not, so bit unlucky there. Emergencies, Max Heath, Liam Henry, and Ryan Burns. So there you have it, saying it's a bit of a shorter one this week, but a lot of discussion points to be had before surrounding Wilson, Philippou, Toby, Darcy, not Darcy Wilson, Dougal Howard, of course. So we will see how that all plays out, but no matter what, it's going to be an interesting week, and I think we're going to field a pretty good side against North. So let's hope we can get 2 wins on the trot. Until next week, go Mighty Saints. Talk soon.